that better? Okay, so this means, pretty sure this is my my bobbin ran out. So I gotta just replace my bobbin. If you see, it's empty in there. Can you hear me now? Not sure why it's not working. Hello? I wonder if my headphones got turned on. I'm trying to figure it out. I thought maybe my headphones got connected, but it didn't. Can you not hear me? Active. I think you can hear me on my phone, but it won't let me do it on my computer, which I'm not sure why. Hello? Ah, did that work? No, that didn't work. Okay, hopefully. Okay, let me try something too. Like you say you can hear me, but I'm hoping it's not just from my phone. If I switch it. Hello, hello. Did it work? Because now it's showing it's working. Did that work? I know, you have to be my little test subject. Can you hear me now? Yay! You got it to work. Okay, I'll put it back to over there so you can see it stitching. Okay, there we go. It's out. Ah, the thing went out again. I must have a setting on. This is a new phone, so I must have a setting on here that it's not happy. Beretta, right? Let me make sure I get it right. I still haven't gotten it down. So I'm thinking it's Beretta. Am I correct? If not, I apologize. Yay! This takes me a while. There's a lot of people in the diamond painting community, and I apparently can't get them all down. What? Well, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Makes it a little less lonely. Okay, now I'm just packaging up some items. I try to remember as many people as I can, but it doesn't always work out. I'm doing okay. Trying to figure out some health things that I've been experiencing, so I'll go tomorrow and get some blood work done to start off, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But other than that, I'm doing all right. How are you? I'm also a little bummed that Joann's is going under, because it's convenient, especially if I am making bags. Now I'm either gonna have to have specially made fabric done, or go to local go to local, what are they called? Local quilt stores. So I'm not really sure where my business is heading. It may not. I may have to not do it anymore. Hi, Denise. So I'm not sure. Because it was already kind of a stressful, it can already be a little stressful trying to find fabrics in a regular fabric store, and now it's like, now it's gonna be even more of a stress. Because if you guys don't know, I homeschool my kids, so I'm already, my plate's already pretty full there. So, we will see. I hope I don't have to call it quits on my business, but we will see. You're going to I live in Colorado. I don't know if you know that. Hopefully you have a good time in Colorado. It's supposed to be beautiful for a little while. Then we're supposed to be getting some snow. Or a possibility of snow. That could be yes or no. Yes, Hobby Lobby does sell fabric, but they don't sell very much. And usually, they sell the same one. It's very rare that they get new items. It's usually the same kind of ones over and over. Okay. It's not the first one. It's probably the third one. But this is the Dakotathon bag. Oh, in Denver. I'm about an hour and 15 minutes from Denver. And my kids are super excited because tomorrow they start swim lessons. So, okay, one of them's excited. The other one is not so excited. A little nervous. Thank you, Denise. Yeah, this bag, I looked at. So Kara told me that the painting that they're kind of focusing on was the Angel of Justice by Dakota Detweiler. So I took the image and I was looking at it, and I wanted to include the sword, and I wanted to include the scales, but I was like, I don't know, like, how I want. And I was like, well, let's put the sword and the scales together. So I did that. And then I wanted to have feathers and At first it was just the sword, the scales, and some feathers, but in different places. And it looked really bare. So then I went ahead and I went ahead and drew up a medallion in the background. So it's coming together. I don't have very many diamond paintings. Like, I think they're beautiful. I just can't do it for very long. It hurts my back and my neck and all that stuff. So, I mean, even doing my business hurts those things. So, I don't do it very often. And I'm one of those people that if I have it, I need to finish it. Like, I can't go on to something else. So it would be pointless for me to have a stash. Because then I'd be like, oh no, I have so much stuff I have to do. So I'll go ahead and show you guys what the finished bag looks like. Because I do have it right here with me. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in this lighting. Once again, my light is in the wrong place. So here is the finished bag. You can see it. Horrible lighting. And then on the inside is this like really pretty. I tried to match this, like, I know some people will say it's a mustard color. I tried to get gold, but you can't really get gold fabric unless it's like, you know, stretchy, spandexy stuff. So it's like a gold fabric. It's really pretty in person. And it matches the gold thread on here perfectly. So it's gorgeous and I love it. It turned out way better than I imagined it was going to. Because this is what it originally looked like. This is what it originally looked like, the first one I did. And I wasn't in love. I didn't like, it just looked like it was too plain. Like it was missing something. So that's when I went back to the drawing board and went with the medallion. You can see the medallion. The medallion is so pretty. I think I love the medallion the most. So that's really pretty. And I'm trying not to. Here, I'll put you back to over there so you don't have to watch me talk. Every time I do this, it's like, no. Okay, come back on. I'm trying not to pre-make too many because the last couple of events I've done, I pre-made like 15, 16, 17, 18 bags, thinking that they were gonna sell like hotcakes, and they just didn't. And I don't want to be stuck because these are custom bags, right? So they have a name on them, so it's not like something that I can just put in my shop and if somebody buys it one day, somebody buys it one day. So I'm trying to like slow my like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make 1 million bags. Because that was originally my plan, was just to pre-make all these bags and then sell them. But it just not working right now, so bag. I need to write that out. So that's one order. Okay. So that's done stitching for what it needs to stitch. I do need to change some colors, but I will stitch the second bag first. Whoa. So it so they can all get done pretty much at the same time. Okay. Then I'm just going to put this back to where it was. Good, feels good. Okay, now I can go ahead and stitch that down. Repeat the same process as I did with the first one. Wow, you have 100 canvas? Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, they're probably all gorgeous. I also have realized with having little kids, there's no way I can get things done like I would want to get them done. It's hard enough just getting done what I do get done. So. Ooh, Belgium. Yeah. I've had my channel for a while, but it's never been much. It's just me working on things. Um, yeah, I originally started my embroidery journey, in 2020, I think. Well, it originally was started by me designing some fabric for someone that I met online, and she now uses it in her business. So, that's how it started for me, was designing some fabric and putting it on Spoonflower. I never knew that was a thing, and then I did it, and then after that, somebody actually gave me an older embroidery machine, like a sewing embroidery machine. It's probably from like the 70s, 80s. It's fairly old, but it was an upgrade from a sewing machine I had. And you couldn't put any designs on it. It was whatever was on it. And so I tried it out, and I was like, this is so cool. I've always been like mesmerized by embroidery. So quickly I decided I wanted another embroidery machine. So I got an upgraded, like regular flatbed embroidery machine. And I had that for about, I don't know, 6 months, 7, 8, I don't know, less than a year. And I found this machine at a local shop, where I live, and it was a trade-in. Somebody had sold it for something else. So it was a used machine, and I was able to trade in the machine that I had purchased from them and give some extra money to get this machine, so that's what I did. And that's how I got my 6-needle machine. I would love to get something bigger, better, but I can't afford it, and I'm a big like budgeter, and it's taken a long time for me to learn. You don't just dive in and buy things that you can't afford. So it's hard because I see all these beautiful, fancy, gorgeous machines, and I want them all. But I need to be realistic and know that like my business is not at the point where I can afford that, and I could make that work. So it's a rough pill to swallow, but I know deep down that I'm not there yet, and I want to be there. And then with everything shutting down, I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to reach that point. Oh, that would be fun. Do unboxings. So, this business I've been working really hard for the last 3 years. Wait, it's 2020 or 2021. I think it's been 3 years, and I'm going on my 4th. And they always say, oh, you're not going to make a profit for a long time, and that's 100% true. 100% true. Because I'm 4 years in, still not making a profit, because everything I make, I put straight back into the business. One day, it's my goal to be able to like pay at least one bill with my business. That would be amazing. One bill. Okay, so I have that one done. And while that's stitching, I'm gonna go over and start filling out thank you cards to go into my orders. And I'll just leave you guys watching the stitching process. Just in time. Hello, Stephanie. Goodbye, Doretta. I hope you have a safe trip to Colorado. I am making a custom bag for a diamond painting event called Dakotathon. So I can leave that in there, and I just have to change my colors right now because it has to change to 2 more colors. You guys hear my stomach growling? That's kind of embarrassing if you can. Oops. Okay, now I just pull these through. Sorry. Okay. I gotta thread them. Now I can tell it to go ahead and keep going. How are you today, Stephanie? Are you new to my channel? Are you a diamond painter? Now I'm going to back up 2 steps so that it can finish these 2 on the previous bag too. Put this in here. While that's doing that, I just kind of straighten up the back of this fabric. finish trimming up the back of this other one. And now that that's all done, I can fold it down, and I do need to press it real fast. My little heat press had to heat up again, so it's going to take me a minute. Now it's done. Tape it down. Now it's time to stitch it down. So it's going to stitch it down like it's stitched down the front. And I'm going to work on the other one. I'm going to have to trim this one too. Trim this one, and then I've got to press this one as well. Okay. For some reason my tape doesn't like to stick, not stitch. Doesn't like to stick to this fabric for some reason, the back fabric. Not sure why. Okay. Let me go press this. Now I tape this one. Try to tape it. Alright, let me move this out of the way. That's prepped. back one step, do the same thing with this one. Now, go ahead. Now is the time I open up my zipper. My bag. And I also add my label. I need my pen. So I put them at a certain measurement from the bottom. I do it for all of my bags, so they all have a fairly consistent look to them. I'll just take this tape and I will tape my label on. Like that. And then I can put my fabric on the front. And that one's ready to go. So now do the same thing with this one. Now this, I will put this bag back in. And it will stitch around 4 times to tack everything down. And did it again. Okay, so it's going to tack everything down. Fine, stop. I need it. to heat press my back fabric. I'm guessing this is Tim, but I'm not sure. Okay, now I'm prepping my other bag. I'm going to take this. One down. And then the next fabric. Sure it covers everything it needs to. Okay. Go back one. Oh, there's tape that grabbed it. Oh, there's tape. Maybe not. I might have just gotten up underneath. There we go. All right. Too. Now we can work on the back of this bag. And add the back. All right. Now this can go in. Let me prep this other one so that right after I'm done with that one, I can just put this one right in instead of having to come back and fixing this. Okay, that's ready. Almost ready. adding the back fabric on. So this is what the back fabric looks like. It's a pretty goldish color. And like I said, it matches that gold thread really nicely. That down. This down. It's used. All right. Then these will be ready to go back into the machine. Okay. And this will go once down, back up, and around. Back around, I need to stop it so it doesn't start it back from the beginning again. Let it tie it off and let it trim it. And then I send it back to where it was. The back looks good. Okay. Then I'm going to repeat the process with this one. Okay, make sure it looks good. Okay, now those are done and I can go ahead and unhoop them now. Get some of my stuff out of the way. Now, find, where did I put my little, here's my tool. Just gonna remove these first. That out. Looks good. I Should always look at it before I pop it out. Sometimes if there's an error, then that's your time to try and fix it. Once it's out of the frame, can't really be fixed. That's good. Okay. Oops. Now I can remove my tape. And then I will trim everything up. All right. Go. Now I just want to trim up these threads. They don't have to be 100% perfect because that's going to be the inside of the bag. You're never going to see this. It's going to be sealed shut. But I like to try and tidy it up a little bit. Okay, now I take my rotary cutter and my ruler, and I do about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, except for on the bottom. The bottom I do 1 inch of extra. Okay, now the bottom. Okay. I'll come back to that in a second. About 1 inch. Quarter of an inch. I used to do this all by hand and realized, why am I doing it by hand? Okay. And I take my big scissors and I cut up at an angle in here. I'm sure it didn't go through. Nope. Cut up at an angle through here. Same thing on this one. Another angle cut. Just make sure I don't cut all the way up here. Now I bend this back because I want that to stay. And the rest is going to get trimmed at 1/4 of an inch. Okay. And that part should still be there. Didn't trim it all the way. That's okay. do the same thing on this one. Pull this back. I'm gonna leave the rest of it down. Trim 1/4 of an inch. Okay. And then I go ahead and trim the corners. Just making sure they're round and they'll be easier for me to it'll be easier for me to poke out with my bone folder. One. Second one. So those are done. Now I can go ahead and take this over and glue it. So I'm gonna remove this and just take you guys over. Hopefully there's nothing of information that you see. Okay. I'm gonna turn them inside out. Okay. Then I take my bone folder and I tuck it in between the liners. And I poke out the fabric in all the corners. Right. Go. That's done. I'll do it on the other one. Trying to find the best way to get this to come through. There we go. Take the bone folder again, go into the corner, into the other corner. This last one. Wait, not last one. Second to last one. Okay. And that one. All right. Now that is nice and smooth. Now, I have started to press this on my heat press over here. And I need to remember to remove the tape from the inside that's holding my tag on, because when you heat that up on the heat press, it melts it onto your fabric and onto the tag, and it's a nightmare to get it rid of. So I still get it wrong a lot of times by forgetting to do that, but I'm trying harder to not forget that step. Okay, now what I do is I prep the opening here by getting it ready for me to press it so that it's nice and smooth like that. And then I take one of my clips and I hold it together so that it stays nice when I go to press it. And I'll remove this clip when I go to press it or it'll break it. And do the same thing with this one. Some of them, and that's why I try to go a little easier when I turn them right side out or when I'm turning it, because sometimes it gets like a weird little lump on it and it just looks weird and it doesn't want to press right. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and go press this and then I'll be right back. Both of them. So it makes it nice and smooth and even. The second bag. Okay. So now they're nice and flat and they're ready for me to glue them shut. I've mentioned this many times. You can glue it shut, you can sew it shut, you can whatever you have available. But I do the glue because I don't have very much space to pull out my sewing machine and my sewing machine is very heavy. But see how nice and flat and pressed it is now? It looks so dark. But it's fairly bright in here. Okay. So it's nice and smooth and flat. And I use Fabri-Tac glue. And I just take this. I put the nozzle in. And then I squeeze along the edge. And I press it together. And then I go ahead and clip it all along the way. Just to give it that extra pressure to hold it shut. Okay, then I do the rest of it. Probably out of view, but I'm just doing the same thing I just did. Grab my clips. These are sewing clips. They're off of Amazon. They come in handy. Mine are a little old. I mean, I've had them for a few years and used them. So once in a while they snap on me. it's because they've been well used. Okay. Now I'll go to the next one. Do the same thing on this. Oh. What was that? Okay. Now I usually let these dry for about 5 minutes. At least 5 minutes for it to take hold. And I'll set a timer for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Timer. Start. Denise, are you still here? Are you taking part in the Dakotathon? Because there is a coupon code to take an extra money off of that bag. Do you want to use that? I just saw that you ordered a bag, and I'm like, oh no, she didn't use the coupon code. Okay, it's got about 4 more minutes. Now, that's done. I think I need to mail that one in a box. Well, you could have used it too. I love Dakota's artwork. I mean, some of them are not something that I would diamond paint. But they're just so pretty. Like, she does such a beautiful job. I've always thought that the Kraken, like, that's not one that I would gravitate to usually, but the Kraken one looked so cool. Like that really long one. I think that one. If I got one, I'd probably get that one. I think. I don't know. She has really pretty artwork. These boxes that come pre-done, they're just, sometimes they're a pain in the butt. This over. Okay. Making sure it's put together properly. Sorry, that was probably really loud. This is one order. I just really want to put it in a. There we go. And okay. I need to go ahead and I usually when I use the box, I like to put tissue paper in it just so it looks a little nicer when you get it. And not like, oh yay, someone threw my stuff in there. Usually here's 2 pieces of tissue paper. Fold them in half. I really wish Shopify allowed you. Oh, that's it. I really wish Shopify allowed you to pick like I don't know, you can't pick multiple shipping. Like you can put them in to the shop, but you can't say, oh well, if they only buy a bag, you'll use this one to ship. And if they buy this many items, you'll use a box to ship. Like it won't let you do that, and it kind of drives me nuts. This is for double check. And double check whose order this is. Since I've already folded it up and put it in here. Okay. So let's and should I put any? I try to reuse as much as I can. Hopefully when people get this, they're not like, oh, it's so messy. I'm trying to make it look nice-ish. Okay. Then I take like a little sticker that I have. An old sticker. That didn't come out right. Are these not cut right? Some of them aren't. Okay. So then I just seal it with a tiny sticker. Hold it shut. Close that up. Right. Sorry, you guys are along with me for the wrapping. You're along with me for the wrapping and the shipping, if you don't mind. Now I take my weigher. I'm gonna weigh it. I guess I could do that. 1 pound, 5.3 ounces. 1 pound, 5.3 ounces. Okay. 22. Perfect. Okay. It actually did what it was supposed to do. Okay. So that did what it's supposed to do. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tape it up. You guys still with me? Hold on. Before I take this all the way up, I do need to. Forgot to add something. The wash instructions. Let me get this open. That would help if I add the correct things in that need to go in. Okay. I'll just toss this, place this in. And I want to write something about the bag. So for my bags, for the bags that I make and for the bags that I heat press, like my Never Let Anyone Dull Your Sparkle bags, they are not intended to be washed. You can spot clean them. I'll just add that in there so I don't ruin anything that I've already tucked in. Okay. Now I can close it. Okay. It's good. Shut down. Retake the sides. Hopefully no one will ever know that I had to break into my own. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. So that's ready. I usually write names on it if I have multiple ones going, because I know I'll forget if I'm not careful. Okay, and then this one, I think I know who this one was. Double check so I don't forget. Yep. That's who I thought it was. Right. Let's get one of these for this one. Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and this will get sent tomorrow. Okay. My shipping label. Okay. Print that. I'm gonna hide those so that nobody would appreciate if I let their information out. Okay. Now this one, I'm just gonna double check the weight on this. Okay. I go to the next one. Orders. This one will go out tomorrow. That's what they want. Tomorrow. And wait. You have to double check that other one. That's right, that's right. Right? Gotta double check the one that I just did and make sure that it has it down for the right size. Nope, it doesn't. I'm gonna have to go back to that soon. I'm gonna have to go and fix that in a bit. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do the other one, and I'll have to fix that one. So this needs to be done. Create shipping label, that's fine, that's fine. Tomorrow, buy shipping label. Okay, guys. So I think that'll do it for today's live. I'm gonna finish packing these up and get them ready to go tomorrow. And I hope you enjoyed. Well, first, before I end it, I will turn this inside out and you guys can take a look at the finished bag, since I don't have one currently available to show you. So if I flip this inside out, take my bone folder and I push out the corners again, just to make sure they nice and neat. Make sure that corner's good and this corner's good. Okay. And unzip it. And then I will go and press this again. Let's get this all the way out. I flip this one too. Flip this one out. Ah, that corner does not want to turn. There we go. That corner, this corner, this one. Unzip that. Make sure all the edges are out. Now here, there is one little loop. It's not a big deal. Just gonna tuck it back in where it belongs. There we go. Okay. And there might be another loop over here. There we go. There we go. All right. Then I'm gonna take these over to my heat press one more time and press them flat. This one did it too. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you have like little stray threads that just, you don't know where they came from. There we go. And that one too. That's what I like about this little tool. It's called a Snag Nabbit. It helps you just neaten up and tighten up some of your threads. That are just being stubborn. Okay. So let me go ahead. heat press these, make sure they're nice and flat. This one. All right. Now my last step, the snag nabbit. Yeah, it's fun. The last step will be just to add on the little pull. So I add ribbon to the zipper so that it's a little easier to grab the zipper. Come on. Try to make it go on nice and neat. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Then you grab that and this, and you pull that tight. And there is your zipper pull. I usually go above and beyond and trim it up nicely. Trim it up and then heat seal it again so it doesn't unravel. And there's the finished bag. Nice and pretty and ready to go out to someone. Grab another one. Fold that in half. Put that through. Right. This one too. That one I think looks pretty good. I'm gonna mess with that one. And there's the second bag. It looks good. And also what's really nice is like when you heat press it, I don't do it for very long, but it kind of tightens up all of the threads because the threads are polyester. And so it helps kind of cinch them up to make them a little tighter. So it looks nice and smooth and pretty. Okay, so those are the finished 2 bags. And like I said, I'm gonna finish packaging up all these other orders and get them ready to go out for tomorrow. And I think that'll do it for my live today. I appreciate every single one of you for stopping by and hanging out with me and keeping me company. I really do appreciate it. It means more than you'll ever know. And I will see you in my next live. Thank you everyone for stopping